Hi everyone! Welcome back to another episode of the Seattle Stitcher. My name is Megan. You can find me on Instagram as Megan_Babauta_ or on Ravelry as Mama Made VM. And as I say, you are all very welcome here. So it's been 2 weeks since I last filmed per my usual schedule, and you know the drill, I like to hop right in and start with my starts. So fun enough for us in the cross-stitching community, Alexis from Alexis_My Amazing World just celebrated her 34th birthday, and she had a 4 for 34 birthday sal on Instagram. So I'll put the hashtag on the screen so you can go and follow it on Instagram yourself. Super fun to watch, and pretty much it was like on the premise of starting 4 new projects or pulling out 4 projects, something of that sort. So I decided to do 4 new starts because I have a lot of kitted up projects, and I mean, if you don't start stitching them, how are you ever going to finish them? So for starters, I decided to pull out some smalls, and that was, for me, this is the Bookshelf by Little House Needleworks, and it's pretty much a sampler that pays tribute to like women writers and poets. And it says, this sampler pays tribute to women writers in the 19th and 20th centuries. When you have finished stitching this very special piece, you may wish to read one or more of the works from the list of writers who are featured in the sampler. So it's like the Bronte sisters, Jane Austen, Emily Dickinson, things like that. So really cute. I just love this project. And it's a small. I really needed some smalls to get myself going. I want some finishes, and I start a lot of very large projects. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you know, it's rewarding to like have a small and get it finished. So I really wanted to do a little bit more of that. So Weeks Dye Works 32 count in the colorway gray is what I'm stitching this on. I'm stitching 1/2, and this is my progress. So I did about 45 minutes of stitching on all my little starts here, because I don't have very much time, but I try to squeeze in what I can. And it is just super cute. I think you guys can see kind of too how sparkly that DMC diamond is, and it is so fun. I love it, and I particularly love this linen, the Weeks Dye Works. It stitches up so nice. It's a very, I would say, spot on 32 count linen as well. Sometimes you order a 32 count and you get it and you're like, whoa, this is closer to a 36, or whoa, this is closer to a 30, you know? So this is really good linen, very smooth to stitch on. Definitely loving that. Love the way the 1/2 looks on it. It's just looking really good. So yeah, about 45 minutes worth of stitching, and here are the called for DMCs. Isn't that stunning? I am obsessed with all of the called for DMCs. I just think it looks so pretty. Yeah, I love it. So I'm really enjoying that. And another thing I wanted to talk about was actually an acquisition, is these Floss Drops. So I'm just using the DMC stickers on here, but these are clear acrylic Floss Drops. Oh my goodness, say that 10 times fast. You can't. And I'm really obsessed with them. I purchased a 100 pack on Amazon, and I've already purchased another 20. So the increments are either you can purchase a 20 pack, I want to say for somewhere around $10 to $12, or you can purchase a 100 pack after tax for about $48, $50. So I ended up just purchasing the 100 pack and going all in, because I kind of figured, well, if I don't like them, maybe I can find a way to use them, or, you know, find someone else who would like them, whatever it might be. But I love these. I feel like it was a great deal for what I got. They're very clear, they're very smooth edges, so nothing's snagging. The stickers stay on them super well. I'm not sure the longevity of that, because I'm sure that that's really actually gonna more so deal with how the glue is on the sticker, less so than the acrylic itself. But highly recommend those. I'll link that below. And with these, I have 2-inch binder rings, and I'll link those below as well, both from Amazon. I just really like them. But yeah, these DMCs are stunning. I'm loving the bookshelf. It's super cute. Just a nice, easy, fun project. And I'm even liking using the sparkly DMC thread. I think it's called DMC Diamond? I don't know, girl. I'm not fancy. Okay. But I am really liking that, and I didn't have too much problem stitching with it. I do see where it is a little bit more plump than my 1/2 stitches with just the basic DMC thread, but I still really like it, and it's been a fun one. I have that in one of these smaller Amazon bags. These are like those cheapy bags that I love so much. They just work really well. So that was my first start. My second start I have in a me-made bag. So I sewed this bag myself with some fabric. I think I got this fabric at Joann's, and then my interior fabric is some fabric I've had in stash for a while. I think I got this from Ben Franklin's, which is like a craft store in Washington. I don't know if they're in other states, but they might be. And inside this one is the Haunted House Sampler by Twin, or is it, who is this one by? Is it Twin Peak? Yeah, Twin Peak Primitives. So that one's super fun. I've been wanting to start this one for a while, but she's a big project, so I was kind of holding off, thinking to myself, like, do you really want to start another big project? The answer is yes. Yes, I do. And I'm stitching this one on a 28 count Picture This Plus fog. Anything on 28 count, I usually do a 2/2, and so that is exactly what I'm doing here. 2/2 on fog, and here is my start with that one. So kind of measly with this one. I didn't have very much stitching time the night that I started this, so just watched an episode of I don't even know what on TV with my husband, and started her. So this is 3 colors already, which is pretty fun. 2 shades of orange and 1 shade of gray, and here is that fog, Picture This Plus fog. I do really like this fabric. I feel like it would be really pretty for a sampler because it's very light and very lightly modeled. So it's very pretty. I'm liking that a lot. I'm not sure how wide it will be. I didn't do the math, so here's to hoping it fits on this, but I'm pretty sure it will. We're hoping for the best. But super cute. I don't know when I'll pull this one out again. I kind of really want to pull out the bookshelf tonight, so we'll see. I always say what I want to pull out, and then I pull out something completely different. And I am using the called for DMCs for this one. Again, I switched pretty much everything I have that's put on Floss Drops. I switched to these new acrylic Floss Drops, which was very time consuming. But here are my flosses on this fabric. The only one that really blends is the DMC Acru, but that's just for the ghosts, and the ghosts are mostly by the haunted house in the center, so I figured it won't be too blendy. As you can see, they're like in the window and kind of half on, half off, so you'll be able to see them still, or so I'm hoping, right? Even the called for fabric here is very close to the color of the ghosts, so I'm not too worried about it. So that one's fun, just a cute project. I really like this project bag. It's just super cute. That was definitely one of my favorite ones that I made for sure. The next one I have is again in another me-made bag. This is some women's suffrage, like votes for women, suffragette victory, stuff like that, fabric. And I decided to start Little House Needleworks, the Suffrage Act. Let me pull it out of the bag so it's not all shiny. So I decided to start this one. Again, I just needed some smalls, and Little House Needleworks is definitely becoming one of my favorite designers. I love all of their makes. They just are so cute, and they make cute stuff. So I really liked this one. I can't wait to have this one finished. My only change with this one is the American flag and the Americana bunting. I'm gonna change to the dark, deep purple, the gold, and the white of the Suffragette Act flag colors. Kind of like, if you look up the original pins, you'll see that it was like, I think a lot of them were like a little ribbon that was purple or something of the sort. And so even my bag, I did like a purple lining. So I did want to make some changes there. I did purchase all of the called for, and then I purchased on top of the called for some a purple, another gold, that kind of thing. So I could decide if I wanted to do the Americana, I could change my mind on it. So these are all the called for flosses plus my extra addition of a purple and a gold. And I think I also added another shade of white in here just in case I didn't like the antique lace one. But these are all classic colorworks, and I kitted this one up at my L&S Threadneedle Street. And I am stitching this on a 32 count Ren 1/2. And this is a very measly start, okay? Again, I just didn't have very much time stitching. Here's the fabric for starters. Really love this fabric. It is a really good neutral. It's just not too yellow of a brown, but not too dark brown of a brown, if that makes any sense. It's just a good one. So I just started up in the left-hand corner with some letters. And I got my fabric from Holst Hands Creates. I will say that I believe that she is on a shop break right now. I don't know if she's moving or what, but yeah, she's on a little break. I went to go and buy some stuff and it said, no ma'am, you cannot shop here, but she's one of my absolute favorite shops to purchase from. And she does have a Flosstube, so I will link her below. But yeah, I'm liking how the 1 over 2 is looking on the fabric. It's definitely bold enough. You can see that that's an S and that's a U. I started the F there. Like I said, very little starts, but hey, something is better than nothing. And here are my colors on my fabric. So I am really liking that. And that'll be a fun one. I think it'll be really fun to actually stitch like the bunting and stuff though. I'm excited about it. So I just think it's gonna look so good. My next start, and this is my 4th and last start, is Carriage House Samplings Matters Choice. I really love this one. My grandma really loves this one too. And this one is still available. I posted it to my Instagram and someone had asked if this was available because they had actually never seen this pattern. It is. I looked it up on Etsy and you can get it for like around $8 to $9 USD. So pretty affordable for me. And I am stitching this on a 36 count, kind of no-name linen. It's not a brand. It's just like in-house linen that I buy at Threadneedle Street, which is, as I said, my LNS. And it is in the colorway Copper Kettle. And I am using the NPI silks that are actually called for the project. And let me see. Uh-oh. Oh, it must be on the ground somewhere. So apparently I've lost my floss drop of this, but this is Atlantic Blue. I think it's the Deep Atlantic Blue. Color 928. Here is the color. So very, very dark blue, but I really like it. And here is my progress on that one. So kind of have like a little bird started. And then this is like, I don't know, a fly or a bee or something of this sort. That's super cute. I tried to pretty much pick colors that were as close to the picture as I could because I really loved the picture. The blue floss is the one that's used for the actual piece itself, so that definitely is spot on match. But fabric wise, I really wanted to stitch it with just a pure linen, no man-made fibers, and so that's why I went for this in-house Copper Kettle color. And I am really pleased with this contrast. I think it's gonna look absolutely lovely. And I adore it. My daughter has just joined us, so. You want some cucumbers? Okay, well, we're gonna take a cucumber cutting break. I'll be right back. All right, cucumber break is over. You know what though? I just looked around to try to find my floss drop of my blue NPIs that go to that project. Can't find it for the life of me. I might need to order another one of those. Well, anyways, those are all my starts, and next I'm going to talk about the whips. So I pretty much pulled out those for most of the days of the week, and outside of that I decided to pull out my Jardin Privé Lady Halloween. I just know that this one is one that if I focused on it, I could finish it in a month, but I've just been awful about focusing on anything. Like I said, very little crafting time, and so I kind of spread myself thin when I really shouldn't. I'm using the DMCs, just all DMC black, so 310, only color I'm using. I'm not switching up any of the shades or anything. I just thought it would look really cute, and I'm stitching this on a 36 count Winter Moon. I believe that's the shade of this one. And here is my progress. This one does have a needle minder on it. It is a Mad for Minders needle minder. It's this little witch right here. It is a pretty large needle minder, but it kind of blends in, so I don't want you to think it was part of the pattern. So what did I do? I put in the letter R, I started the letter O, I put in a few more dots here, I finished this end side here, and I'm really liking this project. It's super cute and just really fun. I love this little spider here. I think he's so cute. So yeah, that one's going well. Just a really fun project and a nice easy one. I find that these projects like that are monochromatic are really easy for me to pull out and stitch on, especially when I have my daughter and she's running around and wanting to play games and, you know, interact. So it's definitely a good one for that. I like it a lot, and I have it in one of these small little Amazon bags. So yeah, I really like that. That is actually all of my cross-stitching projects and whips, but I will just go on to my cross-stitching acquisitions because it does still have to do with cross-stitching. And my acquisitions this week, since our no buy is over, I've got my Fabric of the Month Club because I decided to join the Stitch Me's Fiber of the Month Club. I did the neutrals, so if you haven't received yours yet, look away. This is the piece that I received. I am doing a 36 count, and this is Not Another Sampler. So it is one of her, I believe, a piece that you can get all the time, but I really like this. I think it'll be perfect for a sampler or for a Halloween piece, a spring piece. I wanted to kind of bulk up my 36 count stash because it is really what I'm finding I like best, and I can see without any magnification. 40 count I can see okay, but I've noticed that I would prefer to have a little bit of magnification, so I don't know. Yeah, Fabric of the Month Neutrals Club, really enjoy it. I'm happy with my first piece, and I'm definitely gonna continue on with this. Maybe I'll switch to a 40 count in the middle of the year, next year I should say, but yeah, I like this a lot. And my other acquisitions are, because I did partake in some Needlework Expo purchases, I'll show those as they come in to me. I think I mostly purchased, actually everything I purchased from the Top Notch Stitcher, so definitely recommend her for stitching goodies. I also pre-ordered some stuff for my one of my friends who I just felt like I wanted to surprise them, but then I told on myself and said, hey, I bought you some stuff. But I saw right away the autumn cloche, I believe is what it's called. Is that what it's called? I don't know. And I decided to, yeah, autumn cloche is what it's called. And I decided that after talking to Alexis and Bridget saying like, what if there was a conversion through Leo and Roxy? And Alexis and I were like, ooh, good idea. Because I think it calls for NPIs, and it is a silk, so it's not like you're not paying, you know, what it's worth, because it is worth it. NPIs are amazing to stitch with. After using that NPI on my Matter's Choice, I've realized totally worth it. Beautiful stitching. There is never a knot in sight. It's just amazing to stitch with. So definitely worth it, but it's costly for how much you're getting, I guess. I mean, not really. It's hard because it is silk, so I know that it's just more expensive because it's silk. But we also kind of wanted something that was a little bit more variegated because of the fact that the orange for the pumpkins and things like that. So we decided to go on to Evertote and order up Leo and Roxy's floss conversion. Bridget actually messaged them and was like, hey, can you do a conversion for autumn cloche? And I believe that some of these colors aren't even out yet, or maybe they're out now, but they weren't when Bridget had asked. But anyways, I ended up emailing Hannah at Evertote and asked her to invoice me for the floss conversion, and she sure enough did. So I've got my little card here. I just hole punched and put it on there, but these are the flosses from the conversion that Leo and Roxy did. I don't know if she's gonna release this as a pack. If you're interested in getting this conversion, you can email them and say, I was wondering if you could invoice me for the autumn cloche floss conversion that Bridget, the museum stitcher, asked you about. And they'll know what you're talking about. I think that these are absolutely stunning. I like the slight variegation in the oranges. I haven't picked out a fabric yet. I have a couple in mind. This one's actually not bad, but I don't know, I want something to contrast the grays, and I'm kind of waiting to do a large fabric order when I get all of my patterns in, because I actually forgot what I ordered already. I have a really bad memory. And so I'm just kind of waiting to see what gets here, and you know, it'll be a surprise to me too. Very exciting. So yeah, that is my only cross-stitching acquisitions, my fabric of the month and my floss conversion. I'm really loving this, and I do see the value in ordering these Leo and Roxy's. I'm excited to use them, and you get a ton of floss. Like, wow, you get a ton. So super impressed, really loving these colors, very beautiful. Cannot wait to start stitching that. Alexis and Bridget and I, we are definitely gonna be doing a sal for that, so stay tuned. The next thing that has to do with cross stitching would be this little bag. So I decided to get this fabric and sew up a little project bag. I feel like I'm getting better, guys. I mean, look at it. It's so cute. So I wanted to make the little raccoon the front piece, because I felt like since he was being framed by like the two mice and the bears on all four sides, I was like, okay, I think he was supposed to be the center. I did try to match up the fabric as good as I can. I mean, she's not perfect, but she's pretty good. So I do really like this. It's super cute. And for the inside, I decided, because it had like bears and nature, to do a honeycomb fabric. We all kind of decided though that we just love this fox. Isn't he so cute? And I feel like this fabric would be amazing for the, what is that monthly, a lot of people have it auto shipped to them, Year in the Woods, the Year in the Woods. Wouldn't this be perfect for that? But yeah, love it. And then I had these tags from when I sold crochet and knitting, and these just say Mama Made on them. I had them, well, my sister actually had them custom made on Etsy. So she just picked the font and everything. Well, we actually picked it together, and I just decided to sew one of those on there because I thought it'd be cute. Why not? And it is, I like it. So I'm happy with that. That is all though, as far as cross stitching goes. I'm gonna actually move on to my knitting, and I think that this episode I'm just gonna do my 2,000 followers giveaway. I've kind of accumulated a few things and decided that it's best to just give away what I have now rather than wait and wait and wait. I need to stop doing that. So I'm gonna jump into my knitting, and then I'll get to my giveaway. So last week I had shown you guys a sweater number 13 from My Favorite Things Knitwear, and I was knitting it out of Lore. Well, I actually decided that, so this is 100% Corriedale, and it's very soft in my opinion. I know it's a bit more rustic, but because of its fiber nature, for some reason I wasn't obsessed with the way it looked in the broken rib. I felt like something with a smoother fiber, so possibly a merino, would suit the pattern a little better. And I decided to rewind all that back up. So I frogged the entire portion of the neck that I had knit and decided to cast on instead a really simple knit, because I think that it'll highlight this Corriedale a little bit better, just because this is, you know, it's a beautiful fiber, and I want to, I don't know, just make something simple but special. I still want a turtleneck, and I am going with an Espace Tricot pattern. This is from the previous owners. I know that the ownership has changed hands to someone who used to be a, I think one of their shop team members. So someone who used to work there now owns the storefront, but I am knitting one of the previous owner's patterns. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. I don't remember exactly the name of it, so I'll have a picture here, of course. And I just am doing the twisted rib right now, and I'm liking it a lot better. I think that because it's on this tighter gauge, so these are smaller needles, that I'm just liking the way it looks a lot more. And when I block this, it will even out the stitches even more, and I think that that'll look just lovely. So yeah, I'm excited about this. It's going really well. I'm knitting this on my ChowGoo interchangeables. Those are the only needles I have, and the only ones I honestly can recommend. I know that they are out of reach for a lot of people because of cost. But even knowing that, I can still say that they are worth the investment if you are a serious knitter, someone who's knitting every day of the week. Kind of like a lot of people love signatures, and even though signatures are very expensive, it's one of those ones where it's like, if you love the tip of a signature, it's worth it to you. And that's kind of how I feel about ChiaoGoos, is I love everything about them. I love how easy they are to find. I can find them at almost every yarn store these days. I can get them on Amazon. It's just kind of an amazing investment, totally worth it. I love them. So yeah, I have my neckline kind of going here. I don't know, so I'm deciding. You'll have to let me know what you guys think. I mean, I guess I'll probably have already decided this by the next time I film, but I'm deciding if I just want to do a one or if I want to do a fold over. I don't know, I'm kind of thinking just one. I'll stop here. I don't know, I'll stop here and start the raglan, but then I'm like, well, what if I made it a fold over? Like kept stitching, you know, kept on knitting and made it a fold over neck. Because then I would be able to kind of shorten it a bit more as well if I needed to. Ooh, decisions. It's a tough one. I don't know, we'll decide. We'll decide when we get there. And my other project that I have been stitching on, I mean, I guess it's a form of stitching, that I've been knitting on for a while now, is my half and half triangle wrap. I did order more Holst Super Soft for this. I'm in the middle of a row. Of course I am, like always. So I did order more Holst for this. I was kind of hoping it would be here by now because I did order it, I think 2 weeks ago, or maybe only a week and a half now, but I was hoping it would get here, but it does ship all the way from Denmark. So, I mean, she's gonna take some time, but pretty much my hope with this project is that I can have the first triangle of this wrap finished and complete before the other cone gets here so that I can decide which color I'm going to use. I ended up ordering 2 different shades of brown to figure out which one I like best, because I'm going to do a half and half wrap that is half black and half dark brown. I want it to be kind of a warm tone brown though, and kind of just highlight the beautiful rustic wool that is Holst Super Soft. Don't let the name fool you. It does not get super soft. It's nothing like a merino or a treated wool. It's definitely a rustic fiber, but for me, that's not a bother. I really like that kind of fiber content, and I don't know, it works really good for wraps, and I love the way that this fiber blooms after soaking. So I'm in the middle of a row. You guys saw this though when it was maybe like an inch long, and since then I have knit quite a bit. So it is quite large now. And this side, as you can see, is much narrower because it is forming a triangle as I'm knitting it. But as you can see, I've gotten quite a bit further along, and I've been really enjoying this project. It's the one that I've been bringing to work every day just because it's an enjoyable knit. I mean, it's garter stitch. The only thing that I would say that's like, oh, this is maybe new to some people would be a wrap and turn. But if you've knit any kind of sweaters, or I mean, there's plenty of different things that have wrap and turns, but main thing I can think of is the back of a neck of a sweater usually has wrap and turns. For myself, I switch wrap and turns to German short rows these days, but I just did I followed the pattern for the half and half, and it calls for wraps and turns. That would be the only thing that I would say someone might need to learn to do, but it's extraordinarily easy. And these Purl Soho patterns, who's the designer for this, they put out amazing patterns with very good details on how to do things, including videos as well. Free patterns as well, so this is a free pattern. I've heard really good things about the called for fiber. I don't remember the name of the called for, but it is one of their lines of yarn. So Purl Soho is a yarn brand. Oh, we're getting to the end here. Only a few more stitches. I wanted to show you guys how far along I got. I think I've done about 200 rows, and I have about 200 more to go until I'm finished. So it took me 2 weeks to do 200 rows pretty much. And that's like just knitting when I have a chance. So as you can see, it's very big already, but it's coming along. I like it. I like the black. It's gonna be really pretty and really warm, and I just have a feeling I'm gonna love it in the winter. So I'm really excited for my other cone to get here. Here's how my cone is looking. Comparatively to my head, it is still the size of my head. I do have a small head though. So it is a lot of yarn and it is very fine, but I will say when it blooms, it does get a slight thickness to it. Not much, but I would say it goes from a light fingering to a true fingering weight yarn. So I've been enjoying that. Those are all of my knitting whips though, so let me just hop right into my giveaway. So I just want to say thank you so much to all of you guys who have liked and subscribed, commented, and you know, it's just been so much fun. This journey has been super fun for me and really enjoyable. I love interacting with you guys, and this community is absolutely amazing. Probably my favorite fiber community that I've ever partaken in. You guys are just all so amazing. So I wanted to celebrate hitting 2,000 by doing a little giveaway. So I have a couple of patterns, some fabric, and I also wanted to add a lap stand. So this is a lap stand. It is not stained, so you can stain this and finish it however you would like. It's completely natural wood currently. You can adjust the height of it here by unwinding these and putting this up or down, so it can get quite a bit higher as well as quite a bit lower. You just unwind these two. It has 2 scroll rods. My recommendation for the scroll rods, which I received from one of my subscribers, is to use Q-snap holders. So like the clips, the clamps that are from a Q-snap, to use some of these to hold your fabric on, and that was extraordinarily helpful tip. But yeah, I just wanted to include a stand because I thought that that would be really fun. I've been enjoying using my stand, and I thought someone else might enjoy this one. So I'm gonna include this in the giveaway. I am going to be taking it apart so that I can fit it in a box to send to someone, but it's extraordinarily easy to put together and very self-explanatory. If you do have questions though, if you're the winner of this, please feel free to email me at TheSeattleStitcher at Gmail, or to contact me on Instagram, which is Megan_Babauta_. And I'm just gonna be doing one giveaway altogether. So the next thing I am going to be including is a 40 count piece of, let's see, this is a 40 count country mocha from Zweigart. I was hoping to see the dimensions of this, but it's a pretty large piece. I think this is a fat quarter, because I thought that this would be really nice. So it is all serged. I got this from 123 Stitch. And I don't have any animals, so these are coming from an animal-free, and no one in my home smokes cigarettes or anything like that, so smoke-free, animal-free home. And I decided to include this fabric because I thought that the patterns that I picked would be perfect for them. So I have the Scarlet House floral motif sampler. I just thought that would be really pretty, but I don't think that that's actually a big enough piece of fabric because this is huge. And then I also thought that the Tisket a Tasket would be really pretty with this. So I'm gonna be giving all of this away as one box all together. So I thought for 2,000 subscribers, 2 patterns would be kind of cute, and a piece of 40 count fabric, as well as a lap stand. So yeah, that is the giveaway for this week. And if you want to enter this giveaway, please be a subscriber. Leave me a comment that says, actually, how about we answer a question? So tell me the reason you subscribed to my channel. Like, what was it? What did you see and you were like, that's right, girl, I'm subscribing? Let me know. I would love to know. So yeah, just tell me why. I'm curious. So I'll have this in a little 123 Stitch plastic bag that it came in, and I've got your patterns. So that'll be my giveaway. I can't wait to see who wins. That'll be a super fun one. So I'm just gonna hop right into books. That's all I have left. And I have only really been reading one thing, which is this Guild. Bridgen, the Museum Stitcher, had recommended it, and I'm almost finished. As you can see, I have my little, it's like a plastic bag that I have in here. I read it for a couple of days, and then I just completely put it down because I decided when I got home that I should cross stitch instead of read. So I read it for 2 days, and I'm almost finished. I'm so close. And I talked to Bridgen about the book because, much like her, I am in agreement that the very ending of this book is kind of what's kicking it, like what makes you want to read the second one. But I felt that way with the A Throne of, what is it called? A Court of Thorns and Roses. Gosh, why is that so hard for me to remember? I felt that way with that book. Like the ending is what hooked you and made you like have to go and read the second one, because the first book wasn't all that great, and the writing, you're like, ooh, is this really even worth it? But then you like get further into the series and you're like, I must, you know, read it all. So that's the only book that I've been reading so far. It's pretty good. Like I said, ending is definitely making me want to pick it up and read it again. I almost picked it up last night to finish it because I was like, okay, this is very few pages, I can finish it tonight. But I wanted to just relax. I was tired, okay? I was tired. So that is pretty much all my reading and all my cross-stitching goodness. So man, what have you guys been up to? If the summer is coming to a close, you know, what have you guys been doing? I want to know. What did you work on while watching today as well? I'd love to know that. I don't have any book recommendations this week. I just don't feel like pulling everything out. I'm so sorry. I know some of you guys really love the book recommendations, but that means that I got to go through my books and pull out what I've read that I love, and kind of give a, well, I don't really give a very good synopsis of anything, okay? Because this brain, she's going, she's crazy. So anyway, hope you guys all enjoyed and have a wonderful day. I'll catch you in 2 weeks, and in the next episode, I'll announce the winner of that giveaway. So like I said, just be a subscriber. Don't say giveaway in the comments or anything like that, because I don't want to get any like scams or bots or anything like that. But yeah, just leave me a comment with why you subscribed, and you know, what made you click the subscribe button. Maybe it was a giveaway that made you do it. I'm okay with that. I do the same thing. Well, anyways, cheers to you all. Hopefully you enjoy the last bits of your summer. I know that here in Washington, tons of schools are getting back in session soon, so cheers to it. Have a wonderful week, and stay safe out there, y'all. Bye. Right when I click start, my dishwasher I really need to stop doing the dishes before I start filming. It's a bad habit. It's a bad habit. I just want to have a clean house, man. Look, I love bangs, but like, this is difficult. Yummy. Okay.